G'day folks, I'm Glenn
I'm Chris.
and this is Our Adventures. Well, g'day folks. Well, it's been another great day out. We've been in the Golden Triangle doing a little bit of detecting and exploring around, trying a few different areas, and it's been a great day for the girls. Vicky found a beautiful piece of gold and Carissa got a nice piece of gold as well. And it's just good to be out there exploring the bush, time out, beautiful weather, and it's enjoying the serenity. How'd you go, Vicky?
Really, I've had a great day.
Well, I really like the new coil. I actually really like the other coil as well, but I find this one is a lot more quieter. I do run mine really high. I run it to nearly maximum most of the time. If it's a bit noisy, I'll back it down one. If it's still noisy, I'll back it down another one, but I will run it as loud as I can.
Well, that's also depending on the conditions of the day, so don't be afraid to run a higher setting. Some people say low and slow, that's the coil. But your settings, get it up as high as you can. You get more sensitivity, more depth, and we've proven that so many times. Between Carissa and I, and even Vicky, we've found thousands of nuggets. So don't be afraid to experiment and try and push the boundaries that little bit more. If it's not noisy, you're not working it hard enough. So give it a good try.
So
I find when I put mine on flat or nearly flat out, one back, that it's noisy, yes, but
you'll always hear your target.
You always hear your target. You get that regular signal when you're going over it. Again, low and slow, always low and slow. That signal will punch through. Probably takes me about 10 minutes of running on that higher setting to get my ear in, but you're exactly right, Glenn. Having it higher, since I've been doing that, I'm finding a lot more gold. You don't miss nowhere near as much.
Yeah, and that's also with the 6000, is that when you turn it on and you get it running and you ground balance it, it takes it a few minutes to read the ground and then start getting its own pattern. It does it 1,000 times a second, but it does take it a few minutes to get the idea and the lay of the land. So yeah.
So I used to run mine on really low. I was told run it really low, so I did used to run it just really low. And yes, I used to find stuff because I'd had to really listen for it. But then we started running ours a lot higher, and we were finding that we were finding more.
A lot more gold.
Yeah.
So a lot more gold.
So areas that we had been on before where we run it really low, we tried it up really high, and we actually found gold where we've been before. So I think like it is worth running it as high as you can run it, because you will hear those, like, and you might have to dig a bit deeper, but like
it's more than worth it, and especially areas like big gold is very, very hard to find these days. And people say little gold, what a pain, and they call it fly shit gold. But I can tell you, we've got an area that's it's about the size of a tennis court, and we've pulled hundreds of pieces off of it now, and that's added up to ounces of gold. So don't think that the ground's flogged. You just got to keep going over it and over it and over it, and don't be afraid to change your settings.
And with the new coils, since we've had the new Nugget Finder Exceed coils, we've gone over land through the bush that we've already thought that we've gone over really well, and we're finding gold that we've missed. So if you decide to get another new coil, especially the Nugget Finder Exceed, go over old ground, because I can nearly guarantee that you will find some more gold.
Yeah. And a good thing, another guy that I speak to quite often, he said a great thing is change your settings and change your attitude. And those two things work together by changing the settings, upping how you do it, or lower it how you do it. Change the way you swing the coil over the ground, but change attitude to finding gold, because that is a very key thing. If you just wave the coil off the ground and all over the joint, and a good example, Carissa goes through the skid plates on the coil, which are replaceable, 2 of those to 1 of mine. She's so much more thorough than I am. So again, don't be afraid, change your attitude, change the way you do things. It will pay off in the end.
So changing attitude, have a glass of wine.
We've already
Mate, I take so much better after I've had a couple of glasses of wine.
and we're having a great time.
Well, the best thing about going out gold detecting is the main rule: enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
That's
Enjoy
right.
your surroundings. Enjoy the serenity of the bush.
And your friends.